I was hoping I wouldn't have to stand by my lead, but anyway, it's a bad look. I always say if I'm seeing eye level with guys, we got a problem. This is, it's been a great, 6-7 months to be back. That kind of makes it special for me personally, is to be back and, to a place that gave me so much personally, and that I hope to give back to. A place that took a chance on a 22-year-old coach, and then, was willing to let me grow. With this football program, obviously tradition rich. I've kept up with Opelika the 9 years I was gone, and some of the kids I know, some are new, but again, I'm just excited to be here and blessed to be part of this family. We got some work to do. We know that, and I don't shy away from that. We're here to win a state championship, and that's it. The mission, we've been there twice, basically in the last decade, and once I was calling plays, and we got to find a way to get over the hump, and that's just where we're at. And again, that's our goal. Of course, we want to make the playoffs and win region games and all that stuff, and beat our rivals and all that. But ultimately, the goal is to create championship men and to create a championship program, and that's it. And whatever we do, everything we do is focused on that. So again, just excited to be here, and thank you for great support, and what a great event downtown, and how much it's grown here in our city over the last 10 years. From all the development from the industrial side, and all that Mayor Fuller's done, our city council, everybody involved, and then also our school, how it's grown with quality families moving in, lots of neighborhoods, and all that's going on. I just felt like this was a great time, the beginning of something really special here at Opelika, and I want to see that through the end of my career. So again, excited to be here, excited to have my family here, excited to get to know these young men, and excited to work for a great principal and great superintendent and athletic director, and excited to work with a great group of coaches, many of which are still here. Guys that I worked with 10 years ago that are still pouring in and serving this community and these kids. So again, just blessed to be here and ready to get started. And guys, we're less than a month away. We're 30 days away. It's insane to say, and it'll be here for you. Know what? Like I told the kids, once it gets started, it's like a train going downhill, man. That thing doesn't stop, and every week goes by faster and faster. You just got to embrace and understand the urgency with which you have to prepare. Golly, today was our last summer workout. Tomorrow we'll go and have an OTA at Oxford, take a week off, start fall camp, and then we'll be at Alex City before we know it. So again, blessed to be here, and I guess I'll take questions at this time.
Yeah, Coach, I'll get us started. You came in, hit the ground running when you were hired right at the start of spring semester in January. Kind of talk about, as you mentioned, some of the new guys coming in on your staff, but a lot of guys who've been around for a while as well. And then this summer, talk about some of those 7-on-7 and OTAs are kind of new, so some of the work that's been put in this summer.
Yeah, so much. Really, the kids were the first priority. The first group that I met with was our seniors. It's their team. This is my 20th year in coaching, and I've had 20 senior classes. And now, we have this is these kids' only opportunity, to do that. So really, really excited for them. Obviously, building those relationships, went, in homes and met mom and dad, and everybody here. I've been to their place and know their parents really well, and one of which I coached with, and it's funny, he's the baby, and so it's surreal. When I left, Brody was small, little guy, elementary guy, and so it's just great to get to meet those people. Of course, coaching wise, to answer your question, Jason, really blessed to have a great group that was already there. Really led by Adam Massey, our defense coordinator, has been there a long time, basically as long as me. Brought in J.D. Atkins, our offensive coordinator's done a great job, and then really a huge addition this summer is Cade McGee, all sports strength and conditioning. We felt like with our administration, we met, I looked back at the folder recently, January 3rd was our meeting, and we said, Dr. Seymour was there, and Coach Williams and Miss Fisher, we were all there, and we said, look, what can enhance, not just football, but all of our sports, and they had already had a plan for a strength and conditioning coordinator, and so we brought him in, and he's been unbelievable. Our guys are making huge strides so far, this summer with him, and just excited about that. And then Tyler Dawkins being our co-DC, and guys like Ben Landers being there before, and Jamie Ferguson and Jared Fleming and all those guys, just a really great makeup. And I felt like, we could make the staff better, and I feel like we did. But again, keeping the pieces that there's got to be a great mix of, new people, new ideas, some idea guys that can challenge us and make us better as a staff, but also guys that either played at Opelika or have been here a long time that understand this city and how it works and understand our kids and, maybe coach brothers and stuff along the way. And I just think that was really crucial to finish, Jason, the summer. It's been really good. We competed more this summer than I ever have. I felt like that was the edge that we were missing. Get to late in the game and just, be willing to do anything to win and, and to be competitive and find a way to finish games. Like you said, Van, that was kind of the deal is, how do we finish? We're right there, play away. And so just been encouraged by that. So we've competed a lot. College 7-on-7s. We've had tomorrow be our fourth and last OTA, which is a full, actually 11-on-11 game. We'll play at Oxford. We'll call plays from the box, headsets, sky coach on the sideline, run guys on and off the field, sideline organization, everything, officials, chains, everything that goes with it, and put a score up there. That's the other part. We got to keep score some and figure out how to finish on top. And so that I was encouraged. Yesterday we played Wetumpka and won that game. It was good to see just win, just like Clay Chalkville in the spring. Just learn to win again, and that's what the summer's been about. So been really encouraged by that and excited about fall camp coming up.
Morning, Coach. Jack Patterson with WRBL in Columbus. Obviously, this is a homecoming for you. You started your career here. What have you learned from all the places you've been to, and what lessons will you take as you get ready to start your career again here at Opelika?
Every school, so 4-stop as a head coach, which not many people get to do, and I've been at great one-horse city systems, every one of them, and we found different ways. Like everywhere has positives and negatives, obviously, and deficiencies that you have to overcome, and that's what we've been working towards. What gives us our edge? What do our kids need? I felt like the first thing to answer that, I felt like we needed a nutrition plan. I felt like we're too skinny, and so it's a big man's game. Weight moves weight, and you see we got some big people up here. That's a good thing. I felt like that was the first deficiency that we had, and I felt like our strength program needed to be better, and so that's where we went to work. Originally, and but yeah, it's been cool. Just different levels of athlete, different stops, different levels of coaching. Seen a lot of stuff all around. Really, the only place I hadn't been is south, to Baldwin County. Really kind of made rounds around the state. And but to me, the best football is played here, in the Auburn-Opelika area. I mean, that's where Central, us, Auburn, all of us. This is where the best ball is. And I think this is the best region in football. And I think it's better than the Birmingham region. And I'm encouraged to be able to play that way. It's kind of like, I hate to compare it, but old SEC West, because every week you better get ready to play. Because now Enterprise and Dothan have raised their level. I mean, they're really good, both of them. Carver hiring a really good head football coach with a lot of talent. So every week we're going to have to show up and play, but it prepares you for the stretch run. And again, you won't play better opponents than you do in region.
Hey, Coach. Mackenzie Collins with WTV. You've lost Roman Gagliano. Who stood out to you in that quarterback position, and then some of the other guys, younger guys, that's been making an impact?
Yeah, huge shoes to fill. I mean, Roman's obviously a dude. Like watching him on film, I didn't get to coach him, but seeing him, he's the caliber of Matthew Christian and Jake Bentley and some of those names. I mean, those are the guys that I coached, and I think Roman's right there. So obviously, it's really, really difficult to fill those. A couple names. C.J. Sankey is going to be a 10th grader, a kid that's played really well and prepared really well. And then Colby Key has really had a great spring, had a great summer, continues to get more comfortable. They're both going to be 10th graders. They'll be competing for the job. We're not done there with who's going to win that. And you may see them both. Of course, we'll limit packages and be really specific on what we want them to do if both of them play. I'm not really a 2-quarterback guy, but when we had the names Matthew and Jake that we had, we played both of those guys at the same time. So, but we're, again, very specific game plan-wise about what we're asking of those two. And so we may see them both. But it's not just the shoes of the cue. It's the surrounding cast. It's the supporting cast that it's your backs and your offensive line. I feel really good about us up front. It's your run game to help ease that guy into the ball game and ease him into the season. And as the season wears on, you obviously do more with him. But early, protect him, be smart. Don't give him a ton of choices. Although I think both Qs can handle a lot. It's just about speed of the game, level of competition, because we'll be challenged on the road game one, and we'll have to ease him in and make sure we take care of him. It's about playing great defense and winning the kicking game and being able to not put too much on him. But Roman was a special player. Glad to have his brother Drew. That's a tight end, inside receiver guy for us. Both incredible leadership, great mother, great family. Again, he will be missed here, but I do think we have guys that can step up and fill up that role.
And Coach, you're an offensive guy, and you bring in J.D. Atkins. Talk a little bit about your offensive philosophy and just kind of how J.D.'s filled in there.
Yeah. I mean, J.D. played for me all the way back to when he was 13, 14 years old as a ninth grader. Played all the way up through varsity football. We sort of moved up together. I became the offensive coordinator his senior year, and he was our starting center. So I have a ton of trust with him. And then he was at Hartselle with me as well for 2 years. Incredible offensive mind. The scheme is mine. I mean, the scheme is what we believe in here, and dates all the way back to being a coordinator and Coach Blackman and Coach McCracken in those days. But within that, there's been some growth, and he's been able to bring new ideas to the table. We want to run the football. We want to put the ball horizontally and stretch people with speed, and put the ball on the edge and block great on the perimeter, and make people defend 53 and a third. And then of course we want to take our shots. Perfect world for us, is heavy run, play action. That's who we want to be. We want to line up and run the football. You have days where you're not on in the throw game. You got days where it's wet or you got issues or whatever it might be. You better be able to line up and hand it off. And I believe in our offensive line, 2 of which are here. That tells you a lot about 2 of our seniors up here. There were a couple others that could have come. Again, I really think that, with a great fullback, with 21 personnel, getting with a tight end and fullback and running over people is the way to go, if you can. And, use your passing game for balance and to keep you on the grass on third down and that sort of thing. But again, when everything breaks down, when it's freezing cold or whatever in early December and you're playing, you better be able to line up and run it. And so philosophically, that's who we'll be always, as long as I'm in charge.
Coach, during your spring game, you debuted some facility upgrades with the new turf, lights, upgrades there. We appreciate your principal, Ms. Kelly Fisher, being in attendance today. Can you talk about that relationship with your administration as well as Opelika Mayor Gary Fuller and the City Council working together to make all that happen for you?
Yeah, I mean, there's a ceiling that people can kind of put on you if there's not mutual trust, and if there's not an understanding of the vision that you all share. I mean, if that doesn't happen and you don't share vision on where you want to go as a football program and as an athletics program, then you can't be successful. So I think, for me, having first complete trust in Dr. Seymour, our superintendent, because I worked for him. He was my principal. I was teaching history. I don't remember how many years, but a bunch, at least 4 years teaching under him. So I knew him extremely well. I felt comfortable in the interview process with our administration. And then obviously Ms. Fisher and I work more closely day to day, really than anybody. And she's extremely supportive of tons of things, even behind the scenes, schedules and all kinds of stuff that she's done. Just constant communication between she and I daily about things, upcoming, and just a ton of respect for her and the job she does. So, I think that's really crucial, to have that trust. And then our city, I've never seen a city so supportive of athletics as this one. Everything, not just athletics, fine arts and band and academics, obviously, and everything involved. They just pour into our school system. It's a bond between our school system, our Board of Education, our city officials, to help us with turf and lighting and jumbotron and baseball field that started yesterday, and gym that's going to be upgraded. I spent a lot of years coaching basketball here, and that's a need for sure. And so again, it's a blessing to be back and to have a mayor and city council president and city council folks that are so supportive. I think that's what it's all about. And to me, that was some of the most attractive parts of coming back to Opelika.
Coach, first of all, congratulations, and we're excited to have you back. Talk a little bit about your non-region schedule. I know that they're 6A, all of them?
They are, yes.
But they're all really good teams.
Yeah.
And talk a little bit about why you schedule those teams.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the only 7As that you find are either, 3-4 hours away other than your region. And so we wanted some games that both renewed some rivalries and will challenge us. Obviously Ben Russell being first, Smitty Grider, has coached for a long time, longer than me. He was at Opelika before I got there. He's a heck of a coach. I mean, been to the semifinals several times, maybe the finals. I mean, he's had an incredible career. Big time SEC receiver for Ben Russell. Really, really skilled. Bring a lot of guys back. Really talented D lineman. This young kid. I mean, we'll have our work cut out for us. But that's a great rivalry for us going to Alex City. For so many years, it was a region opponent. And so that's the way I remembered it. And that was a game we wanted. Then Callaway, sort of a border war, for us with them, and they're really talented too. Obviously, guys like Tank Bigsby and those guys coming out of there, that's the type of the level of player they have, and they're not their school's about our size, and so again, really, you think about the 6A, 7A thing. For us, we're not a lot bigger than some of those big 6As. So for us, like Clay Chalkville, they're really about our size, to be honest with you. And so those opponents look a lot like us, and so we wanted to schedule Callaway, obviously, as an out-of-state game. I think that's big for our fans, and of course local. And so when we travel next year to them, it won't be too far. And then of course Pike Roads is a school on the rise. Granger Shook and I are buddies, and talked the other day actually, and he's a great coach. Been at high-level places, Colquitt County, Georgia, when they were 30-0 with Rush. I mean, he was there, coaching with them, and been at Prattville and kind of all over, and been a great head coach too. So, and then a familiar face going there, Jonathan Chandler, as their offensive coordinator. So, really familiar with them. I thought they would challenge us, and again, provide us a close opponent within an hour or so. We didn't have to go to Mobile or somewhere to play, and again, one that would bring a big crowd. So, I'm excited about those non-region opponents.
Those close trips are very nice. We appreciate
No doubt
that.
about that.
Hey, we'll get the players up, guys. If each one of y'all will come up and just kind of give us your expectations and goals and what you're looking forward to about the upcoming season, and just take turns coming up one by one. State your name too.
I'm Malik Archer. I play defensive line here, class 25. This year is just to go for us to come out and give everything we got. I think last year, the record doesn't even close to actually say what this team was. We lost a lot of games. There was one touchdown, a few points, few plays here and there. But I think it all goes back to how we prepare, and how we work in the offseason. The season starts as soon as the last season ends. So since before Coach Moore got here, and since he's got here, we worked extremely hard as a whole, as a group, and I think this year when it comes down to those little plays, we have put in the work, and we'll be ready to finish those off. But the goal is always state championship. I think we put in and work like state champions. I think that's the mindset. I think in the past, our goal has been to make the playoffs. So if you come short of making the playoffs, you fall out of the playoffs. So our goal this year is to make the state championship. So I know for sure we will make the playoffs, and we will exceed, and we put in our all. So whatever happens, happens. But I know we've done the work to get the max potential out of this whole team.
All right, thanks, Malik.
My name is Tremont Thomas. I'm a left tackle, starting left tackle. This season, coming for got to make it to state this year. Yeah.
All right, Amari.
Amari Smiley, defensive line, class of 2025. Our goal here, state, obviously, we're here to put our head down and work and show these teams who we really are. These 2 years, that's not really Opelika. And we're here for state, to be honest. Ever since Coach Moore got here, it's just been a different trend in the locker room, weight room, everything. And so we're coming for it all, state.
My name's Kyle Epperson, play center, and our main goal has always been, since we were little kids playing together in rec league, Saturday mornings, Bulldog Stadium. It's always been to win a state championship. Last 2 years, not who we are. Like when we were little, we were winning it all in 8th grade, 7th grade, only lost one game. But this is our team, and it's our time to make a statement. We're gonna bring home a blue map.
My name's Brody Jones. I'm a receiver here. I would say that our goal for this year, like everybody else said, is bring home a state championship for Opelika. But as a legacy, I think for us seniors is to bring back the hard-nosed, tough tradition that Opelika used to be, that we've kind of fallen away from. So that's from a legacy standpoint, from the senior class. I feel like that's our main goal. But then from a season standpoint, of course, it's going to be a state championship and just get the respect from every other teams that we deserve.
My question is for anyone who wants to answer. The last time y'all actually appeared in the playoffs was 2021 when y'all were freshmen. What was it about that season that got y'all to that point, and do y'all have the recipe for success to do it again?
Can you repeat that one more time?
What got you to the playoffs when you were a freshman that year?
Oh,
Or got the
That
team?
was a different. It was 600 a year, correct? So I was young. I know that during that time, different region, different things going on. But ultimately, I think the main thing is just work ethic. In those later years, you always have a drop off. Talented people leaving, coming up and down. But ultimately, I think the main thing is we're going to do what we can do because this class as a whole has the potential to do whatever we want. Like Brody said, from 8th grade to 7th grade, we always been winners, and we have the recipe. The recipe is in the room. You just have to go to work and make it happen.
Amari, I got one quick question for you. We were kind of talking about last season and kind of piggybacking off the games that were so close. I mean, you look at the Auburn game, the Central game. I mean, a number of them all were down to one play, maybe a play here, a play there. What is it that, especially on the defensive side of the ball, that y'all are really working on to try to get to that one play that can maybe stop that touchdown or prevent them from scoring to take the lead?
Yeah, yes, sir. Those games, they came down to one play, like you said, and in practice, we've really been working situations. Like, we've been working 4th and 15 with 5 seconds left, and really just putting ourselves in the best situation to make a play or either, win the game. So, and on top of that, we've been, since Coach Moore got here, we've been working all the way down to fundamentals. So we're here to finish, and yeah, we're really here to finish, and that's what we've been doing, situations.
This question's for Brody. Just offensively, who are a couple players you've seen stand out in practice, and why do you think your offense will be good this year?
For our offense, we got a lot of guys. Our quarterbacks, CJ and Colby, there's some guys. They're young, but as the season goes on, they'll mature. They'll get some experience under their belt. Our tailbacks, we got Jordan Waits, Calvin. Calvin's been playing on varsity since a freshman a little bit. They've been some guys. They're both really talented, and they ain't afraid to put their nose in there. And receivers, we got Jamari Miller. He's a freak athlete. He's all you want in a receiver. He's quick. He'll block for you. And then you got Bennett Young. He's also a guy. He'll give it your all. He's tough, hard nosed. He's not afraid to get in there and block. And then we got Jalen Washington, who's also a receiver. He's kind of just like Jamari Miller. They both play the same type of football, both really quick, got some good hands. And then we got Quez Johnson. He's again a freak athlete. He can jump, he can run, he can catch. So, and then our offensive line, we got some dudes up there. So I'm very excited about our offense this year.
Now, Brody, if you could have your pick, would you rather play linebacker or wide receiver?
I could care less. I just want to be on the
You
field.
like to hit, though, I know.
I do.
Okay, all right. Hey, Kyle, quick question for you, offensive line-wise. Talk about the group you've got over there with you. I know that's a key. You got to win the trenches.
Yes, sir. Our offensive line in previous years, we've honestly never had any really big size. And the funny thing is, I'm the shortest guy on the offensive line this year, so we've got some dudes who can go up there and we'll stick our face in everything and just knock them out of the way. Let Calvin Hughley or Jordan Waits, let them just run it up behind us and stretch it out wide or run it right up the gut. We'll just take it all the way. So, yeah.
Ron, I'm going to ask you an easy question, all right? What is the – what? I know. It's going to be easy. Game on the schedule. Which one are you looking forward to the most this season? Is it Auburn? Is it Central? Which one?
I'm looking forward to Auburn. We had a tough lot last year. We was up the whole game. Thought we were going to win. Everything just went down here. Second half. And then,
Yeah. I think a lot of your teammates would agree with you probably on that one.